This is a short bite episode of Homeschool Together. Welcome back to Homeschool Together, short bite edition. Today we're going to be talking about a game called Telestrations by USAopoly. It's a fun little game that we've been playing, I don't know, for the last couple months.
We got it mid last year. I know it feels like time is like in a time warp right now. But
we're in the giant Groundhog Day of COVID.
Yeah, we've been playing it for quite a while.
So I think we played it a bunch of times before COVID happened. And then we all became loners inside of our house.
Yeah, we haven't played it in quite a while, but we've been reviewing so many preschool and kind of preschool and early learner type games that I wanted to pick out what I would say right now is our go-to family game, especially when grandparents used to come to visit. This is a really good one that we would pull out. So if you've never heard of Telestrations, it's basically like a game of telephone, but it includes alternating guessing and drawing. So if we were going to play...
So let's say there are 4 people around.
Right. So what would happen, we would get a card that has, I think, 6 different words or phrases on it. Let's say it's airplane or whatever it is. Roller coaster could be one of them. You roll a die, and whichever number comes up, that's the one you get. You write it down on the front of your dry erase spiral bound little booklet. You'll write that. Let's say it's roller coaster. I write it down. I flip the page, and then I draw what, to the best of my ability, looks like a roller coaster.
And then you pass it to me.
And then I pass it to you.
And I look at it and you go, oh, it's the stock market. And
then you write
stock market. And then I pass that to the next person and someone goes, oh, they try to draw stock market. The next person gets that and says, oh, that looks like stairs. And then they write stairs. And then at the end, all the little cards have gone around. And then we all read the progression of the failures of our drawings.
Right. And I guess there are points to be had, but really this is just...
It's sort of like the whose line is it anyway type of thing. It's the points don't matter.
The points don't matter. It's terrific because it's so funny. Every time we've played this, we can't help but just crack up. At the end of this, when we've gone, and the more players you have, the better, but we've played with 4 very successfully. This plays 4 to 8.
Did we play with the big group one time?
We played with 8 one time. It was such hilarious chaos. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. So I love a game that will play that high, first of all. There's infinite replayability. Yeah. It's all based on dry erase stuff, so there's no consumables.
You can't really get into too much detail with like a little, grease board marker.
Right.
It's pretty crude. And then there's I believe there's a little... It's
a sand timer. I think you've got like 1 minute or something. Yeah. Like, it's not a lot of time for you to do this arguably terrible drawing. And then you pass it and somebody goes, oh, that looks like whatever. And they write it. Then the next person gets that word and has to try to draw it. This game of telephone is so funny. And at the end, we all just kind of do a show and tell and take it through the progression of what happened. It sounds simple, but we have played it with kids, with other adults, mix of kids and adults. We played it up to grandparents. Everyone always has a great time with Telestrations. There's a couple different versions. There's a 6-player and an 8-player. We've linked the 8-player in the show notes. I think it's definitely worth going for that version because it'll play the most folks, and I think that's really where it's at. We would say children probably age 7, maybe could go down to age 6, but you've got to have good reading skills and not just good reading skills. Some of it's understanding. There's sometimes phrases and things. So 6, 7, maybe.
If you want to play with a younger kid, you could partner up an adult with the kid.
And we've done that.
And have them sit next to him and be the writer and the discussioner with the younger one. And then they have the excitement of drawing.
Yeah, I think I did this with our older daughter when we played with the big group, and we would get it, and I would ask her what she thought it was, and then I would write that, and then when it came for me to draw, I would do the drawing, but she was the one that did the guessing, and it led to some very hilarious changes.
If you just go with it, it creates some good humor.
It's just a great party game. It would be terrific if we were ever allowed to have parties again. Anyway, fantastic family game. It will probably be in our collection. There's some games that I would say are very time bound. no, my kids are going to grow out of this, or this only works when we're playing with our family. I think we will have Telestrations probably until we have grandchildren.
It's one of those games that
It'll never go away.
If you're going into a certain scenario, like, hey, this is a party atmosphere with people who may not, like gaming as much as say we do.
Great icebreaker.
It's a great icebreaker, and it's kind of low entry point for even the people who don't like. For example, my dad doesn't like playing a lot of board games with us and stuff. It's just not his thing, right? Like our weird board games that we like to play, not Sorry or
right. He likes simple board games.
But this is something that he would like to play, and it's a great way to get everybody together to have a little bit of fun.
It loosens everybody up. There's no right or wrong answers. It's just a great game, and as I say, it'll be on our forever game shelf. So definitely go check out Telestrations. Thanks so much for joining us today and making us a part of your homeschool journey. Please engage with us on social media. Join our Homeschool Together podcast group on Facebook and find us at Homeschool Together Podcast on Instagram. We'd love to hear your feedback, questions, and recommendations. Until next time,
happy homeschooling!